It was do or die. It was absolute do or die. And I think a lot of us are too comfortable sometimes to realize just how much we can do if we were to see our business in a do or die situation. So in this particular do or die situation, because it literally was a matter of life and death, I went to myself, what I've got to do is I've got to get money. Do I need a pretty logo? No. Do I need to bugger around with fancy packages and sales pages? No. I need money. How am I going to do that? Get in front of as many of my target audience as possible. Now, at the time, I was very much focusing on B2B training, so I needed to get in front of corporates. So I borrowed next door's internet connection, and I realized that I was living in Perth at the time, Perth Exhibition and Convention Centre, and there was a mining conference coming up. Ding! I also discovered this really cool thing that happens in Australia where people leave their old crap on the verge. One piece of crap of which I found was a bicycle because I didn't have a car. So I acquired a bicycle from the side of the road. I cycled, I didn't realize at the time was completely illegal, up the freeway to the convention centre. Nearly lost my life 7 times with his giant truck past me. But I stood outside this convention centre. Now, I didn't have a couple of grand to enter this convention, obviously. I only had my bikinis. But I knew I had to get in that door. Every time those glass sliding doors opened, they were just, in my head, I could just hear them going, oh, and there's all my customers behind them. So every single person walking out, I'm just stood outside like this absolute Darrow. Excuse me, do you need your lanyard? Do you need that? All these people looked at me like I was absolutely clinically insane. Eventually, after about 3 hours of being rejected, this one guy called Pete said, no. He took off his lanyard and he just threw it at me as if it was like, a used condom. I've never been so happy to have somebody's leftovers in my entire life. I adorned myself with this lanyard. If you watch Simba, like Lion King, there's that moment with Simba. Like I'm like proper blessing myself with this lanyard. So I was called Pete for the next 3 days. I go to this conference. I'm walking around so pleased. In my head, I'm like, I got my ticket for free. And it became a really good talking point because I was going around to all these trapped audience who are in booths, right? They can't leave. I've got them, right? They can't leave my sales pitch. And I started every conversation with, hey, nice to meet you. I'm Pete. Not really. It's actually Sarah. No one forgot me because I was Sarah, not Pete, the whole time. I came away from that with a blister on every single toe, but 300 and something business cards who I followed up with every single one of them said, please, can I come to your office and give a free presentation? Completely free of charge. I'm a professional trainer. I usually charge this much for my workshops. Totally made that number up too. However, let me come in for free. Within 6 to 8 weeks, I had my first 6-figure contract. Within 18 months, we had our first $1 million come through in revenue. And this all comes down to the fact that, did I enjoy cycling up the freeway on a stolen bike? Nope. Did I enjoy begging people for their lanyards outside a convention centre in 40-something degrees? No, I did not. Right? I did not enjoy walking around that room or getting blisters on my feet. I hate the small talk. Who does? The most extroverted of us still don't enjoy that kind of stuff. But if you don't do it, you don't get. You don't have the conversations. You're never going to have the opportunity of the business. Like you and I were just chatting before today's show, going, one of the best things that often comes out of these is these relationships and the long-term partnerships that come out of them. And that's how things really got kicked off here in Australia. It was just going, imperfect action. What can I do to get in front of as many people as I possibly can? And even if 90% of them tell me to go away, no, you're going to still have 10% of them that say yes. And you're only going to get that if you just go for it.